Welcome back, Fantasy Moto fans, to the PulpMX Fantasy Show. I'm Donnie from RotoMoto. In this video, I have 5 riders I want you to look at when making your picks for the 5th round of the Pro Motocross Series at Red Bud. Tips for the FFL, weather report, race day schedule, and an early look at what my team could be come Saturday night. And stick around to the end to find out how you could win race shoes and autographed memorabilia, even if you aren't good at the game. After the weekend off, a slew of riders entering and re-entering the series at Red Bud. First, the returning guys, Jalek Swoll and Freddie Noren, are both in after missing some time in recent weeks to recover from minor injuries. Enzo Lopes and Carson Mumford will make their 2022 outdoor debut this weekend after taking some time following Supercross-related injuries. Max Anstey will finally debut some new colors after the dissolution and rebirth of the Rocky Mountain KTM team, but this time the Brit will be on a Firepower Honda. And rider Di Francesco finally makes his long-awaited debut, lining up for 2 rounds before his final Loretta Lynn Amateur National. One guy that is out this weekend is Antonio Cairoli, who was only slated to race the opening 4 rounds of the series before returning home to Europe. For this weekend, I have 3 guys to target, 1 to avoid in a high handicap for you gamblers out there, starting with the little class and working our way up. 250 All-Star. Many could argue the correct strategy right now is to just alternate the Lawrence brothers, and that is not bad. But with Jet being a neg 1 this week, I'm looking at his brother Hunter. The elder Lawrence brother sports a 1 handicap and has finished in the top 2 in 75% of motos this season with a worst of just 4th. After his FFL last round, he now also co-holds the lead with Justin Cooper, each having 2 FFLs on the season in the little class. A double eligible rider to look at this weekend is Nate Thrasher. After a rough start to the season, the second-year Star Racing Yamaha rider has begun to put it together as the series heads east. Thrasher has finished in the top 11 in 3 of his last 4, save an untimely first-lap DNF, and has finished as high as 8th. If you could put together an 8-8 day this weekend, that would score you a cool 72 points from a low-risk factory rider. On the 450 side, I think the premium all-star selection is Ryan Dungey. The wily veteran is everything you could possibly want from an all-star. No DNFs on his books, no flashy results, just diesel engine reliability, finishing in the top 7 in every single moto. Even if he matches his worst moto finish in both races this weekend, that would still only lose 6 points on the day at 44. One rider I want you to stay away from this weekend is Marshall Weltin. After an impressive privateer effort to start the season, landed Marshall a ride with HEP Suzuki. His ceiling has just sort of collapsed recently at a 6 handicap. It is worth noting that Weltin is a Michigan native, and with that could be very familiar with the soil and the track layout at Red Bud, but the return of Anstey and Noren, just seriously, I doubt how far he could work his way up through the pack. I don't doubt he can score double points, but there are just better upside picks on the board this weekend. The high handicap hero of the round given to a rider with a handicap of 10 or more that I think has a realistic chance to score massive points this weekend if you're the type of person that likes to sweat out a little bit. Did you know Preston Kilroy has finished in the top 24 in every single one of his motos this year? It's true. The Bar X Suzuki prodigy has logged 4 consecutive motos in the top 24 with an average of 20th and a best of 18th. I think his upside takes just a little hit here with Lopes, Ryder, and Mumford joining the class, but I don't think those 3 should stop him from flirting with the top 20, and with that, a score that could land you in the 70s or maybe even the 80s. Moving on to the FFLs, Justin Cooper was shut out again last week, making him just 2 for 8 on the season. What felt like a sure thing just a few weeks ago is no longer so, and as much as I'm typically a proponent of always picking FFLs when you get 2 chances, I just cannot recommend anyone for you to pick here. In the big class, I don't even think I have to say it, Ken Roczen has been lights out dominant this year in the opening segments like we expect of him. He started off the year 5 out of 6 and only missed out on 1 at High Point by half a bike length in the final corner, Ken or bust until further noticed. Staying in the Eastern time zone for a few rounds, we've got an early one. Qualifying coverage begins on MAV TV Plus at 10 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Pacific. RotoMoto Patreons will enjoy the enhanced cheat sheets around 11:30 Eastern, with the general sheets released to Twitter and Instagram for the rest of you around 1 hour before the gates drop at 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific. The weather is just about what we expect from Red Bud in July. Mid-80s with a little bit of cloud cover, but mostly sun and no major moisture as of Thursday night should make for great track conditions and even better racing. Before I show you my early team, I want to talk to you about Maxxis Tire coming on for all 12 rounds so I can deliver these videos for you. You know Maxxis Tire. You know their MXST tire designed by the king of Supercross and my all-time favorite rider, Jeremy McGrath. It is the newest and most advanced tire in the Maxxis MX lineup, featuring an all-new tread pattern, compound, and composition to provide the stability, predictability, and traction that the upper tiers of motocross demand. The entire SGB Honda team runs Maxxis on their race bikes, including PulpMX show favorites and on-again, off-again rivals Alex Ray and Kate Gleason. Available at your local retailer and also at motosport.com. My Thursday team looks like this. Give me Hunter as my all-star in the 250 class. 0 handicap RJ Hampshire with race-winning speed. Star Racing Nate Thrasher out of 4, as well as returning Jalik Swoll and his 8 handicap. 450 side, let's go Ryan Dungey out of 5. Sugar Shane McElrath with a deuce. Troll Train Alex Martin sitting at a 5, so I'm not tempted by him at the Wick. And penciled in is 9 handicap Justin Rodbell until I see qualifying from Anstey. The prize for the highest championship league score in Salt Lake will be a race-worn jersey, but if you're not great at fantasy, that is okay. If you want a chance to win something like this, limited edition Slayer-themed Robbie Wageman jersey, part of a Team Solitaire prize pack, which includes a Rockwell watch and hat, Liat goggles and beanie, as well as some of the best metal music courtesy of Nuclear Blast Records. Consider joining me on Patreon. For just about $1 per week, you are entered to win race shoes and autographed memorabilia, and insiders and above double their entries, as well as an exclusive podcast talking fantasy stats on every rider in the field, and that enhanced cheat sheets that come out every single Saturday. Link for that is in the description below. And don't forget to follow at PulpMX Fantasy and at RotoMoto on both Instagram and Twitter for injury updates as the weekend rolls on, qualifying info and stats and banner throughout the race itself, and those fantasy cheat sheets once qualifying is done and wrapped. Thanks as always for watching the PulpMX Fantasy Show presented by Maxxis Tire. My name is Donnie, and may your chiz this weekend. Remember that 8 is great, and most importantly, have fun. Good luck, y'all.